Suplifters. So yesterday I got mentioned by Ivan Djuric, and what he said in this video was that I basically messaged him and I asked him a couple of questions regarding squat depth, right? Because as you know, I cannot squat without my heel elevated shoes. So what he asked me to do is to basically check if I had anterior pelvic tilt, to which I answered no. And then he basically asked me if perhaps I had bad hamstrings, to which I basically sent him a video of me doing this. So he said, oh geez, you have good hamstring mobility, right? My whole posterior chain is pretty nimble and flexible. And basically we kept talking a little bit, and he told me, yeah, it could be the dorsiflexion. However, you can also check out the adductors, which is some kind of stuff that I'm doing right now, since, yeah, I cannot do a full split. However, I don't feel like I'm too bad, right? I can stay right there, but I can't really hold the weight on my feet. So, basically the whole thing is I need more dorsiflexion, because what happens when I try to squat? I'm gonna show it from the front. This is the stance that I need to use if I had to squat without anything, right? So I had to do something like this, and it still feels all extremely tight, especially around the adductors. If I try to squat with a more neutral stance, this is still decently wide. This is what happens. I get down and then I fall backwards. I'm gonna show you from the side. So I get down, and as you can see, I really can't keep my knees even remotely close to my toes, because I can keep them there, so you know they are almost over them. However, once I start going down, everything starts coming backwards, right? So I have another video on my channel in which I show how bad my ankle mobility is, and I have all of the markings on the wall. So I ended up thinking that it was because of the ankle mobility that I really cannot squat to that. Because once I put on the shoes, which I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna cut the video. Okay, so these are my shoes, right? They are just a pair of Janowski from Nike. However, there is this inside. This is the magic. This is 2 centimeters tall. Okay, and then I put it under the heel. There we go. Let's keep it down. And then there is the sole in order to make it a little bit more comfy. And once I put these bad boys on, I can squat like a decent human being, right? Which I believe kind of reinforced my theory regarding squat depth. Because right now I can stay right here, I feel decent. I have some kind of hip shift and some stuff like that. However, I also told myself that I wouldn't really squat for a week, so I'm just gonna do it once. So yeah, I personally believe that it's much more something regarded with dorsiflexion rather than my hip mobility. Although of course I'm also working on that, since I believe my adductors can be a little bit more nimble. So yeah, this is it. I have decent hamstring mobility, but my dorsiflexion is complete trash, and I think it's a skill that is really hard to develop from scratch. So I'll let you know how do I do. I'm gonna keep updating my results every single month, and I have everything basically wrote down in this wall. There are the pieces of scotch attached on the floor, which basically show my mobility of the ankles when I'm warmed up and when I'm not warmed up. So this is it for this video, pretty quick and easy, just showing what we talked about yesterday if anyone was interested. Thank you, and see you tomorrow or later. It depends. If you want to check out the channel, I'd love it. So yeah, please do it. Thank you. There's another thing that I wanted to add, and the thing is that I was surprised that Ivan actually was surprised by my mobility, because in my head it's actually quite normal. Because if I have to pick something from the floor and I cannot squat, I can only do this, and this is why I'm able to pick stuff up from the floor. Because for me, doing this is much more uncomfortable than doing this. So this is why my hamstrings are very much more flexible. So in theory, actually stretching on a regular basis should help, because this is how I developed, or maybe retained from when I was a kid, this type of mobility. So yeah, this is it.